Good evening. My name is Ian Kaisley and welcome back to RHR TV. We are in our new season and RHR TV in our new studio, and we are restarting. We thank you for staying with us, for those who have not left RHR TV. And we have tonight something different, something that we have never done before. We are combining two programs, two of RHR TV's special programs. Tonight we are doing a combination of two shows in one tonight. And I'm going to allow you to greet and meet someone who you have not seen for a while. She is one of the most, I would use the word inquisitive, in the best way possible, interviewer, a person who will interview a guest and get all the information out in a moment of time that you would know. RHR TV, we welcome back to you, and we offer in the most spectacular way, Jordan Love. Welcome back, Jordan. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
I purposely tried not to see you or talk to you because I was awaiting this moment. I needed that excitement.
Yes.
Because it's worth every minute of it.
Yes.
Not to have seen you for a while and just to see you for the first time for a long time on set.
Yes.
It takes the best and the real out.
Yes. I'm happy to be back. I am Jordan Love. I've been on a long sabbatical, lengthy sabbatical break, but now I'm back here to resume my role as host for Chatting with the Stars. This program, as we're doing a double tonight, Gospel Mix meets Chatting with the Stars. And Chatting with the Stars is a program that sheds light on people within the music industry, every genre, and the entertainers, achievers, anyone that is in talent. So we are pretty much highlighting facts that we cover the struggle of someone to being a star. And tonight we'll cover what is our the definition of stars. What makes you a star? What the public wants to see as a star. We're going to talk about the negative, and we're going to talk about the positive. And I'm just happy to be back. For those my previous viewers who were watching RHR TV all along, Chatting with the Stars, we welcome you back. But to our new audience, we want to take a special time to just welcome you to Chatting with the Stars. As I said, we invite you to interview nameless of people, countless of people that we have done over the years. And we would love to just rehash that and come back to doing that again.
And not only that, because I would not do a great pleasure or anything good to RHR TV if I don't redraw or re-sign something. It was on Chatting with the Stars that you had introduced me the first time to television.
Yes.
It was in a set similar to this, when I sat with you on an interview, when you had me on an interview. That was my first time sitting in front of television cameras.
And look at you today.
And see what happened. So look at that. My hat's off to you. Look at that.
I didn't even remember that. I remember the interview very well. I remember your testimony. And I remember your son, Damian Kaisley.
Yes.
And you were the father sitting on set. That's the show. It brought back, I couldn't have asked for a better show. It was just phenomenal. It was just an awesome show. And we want to thank you so much for stepping up to the challenge to host Gospel Mix.
After all that.
After all that, yes.
You know, and it was actually watching you and being interviewed and seeing how I was sweating and I was nervous and everything was shaking in me because I was seen by all these people and that the viewers were a lot of people because we were being seen by
Worldwide.
all over the world.
Yes.
And I knew at that point that I was all over the world. People were calling me back from Jamaica, from the Bahamas, and people, oh, I see you on TV. And but then I was nervous, but you were relaxed and you were cool, and I was, how is this person so cool? And knowing that, then I realized that it's practice, and after a while you became a pro and seasoned, and I learned so much from you. And so RHR TV, much of what I have or what you see from me, this is where it's coming from. So it's my privilege. I take all honor to sitting with you on set.
Yes.
To do a program.
Yes, and let us go to the flashback of RHR TV.
Yes, we should.
We had some great programs, and then we had our moments of building and struggling, and now we see the fruits of it.
Yes.
Oh, I love our new studio. I love the camera settings. I am very excited to be a part of a baby project that has now gone into its teenage years.
No, I think she has grown.
Yes, she has grown into the teenage years now. We gotta watch her, you know.
And we mentioned last night in the show last night we had last night, we mentioned last night that RHR TV is now saved.
Yes.
You know, RHR TV is saved. And those of you who have been watching RHR TV for quite a while now will know that RHR TV is saved.
Yes.
You know, because RHR TV covers only a certain things now.
And to see that we had, I want to give just credence and honor to Bishop Walker, Owen Walker,
yes.
because I remember people were judging the show and saying it's a secular dancehall show.
Yes.
So I brought my bishop. Until I watched my bishop getting programs on it and half of the members.
Yes.
And we brought the church down there. So what did you expect?
It's RHR TV is being transformed, and
yes.
And RHR TV is reaching out to souls all over the world right now, and it has always been reaching out to people, but now more than any time else, RHR TV has been reaching out to souls, and that's what we expect. That's what we expect, and that's what we have longed to see for quite a while. I remember when my very first visit to the studio, and I remember praying, and I prayed, and I actually prayed, and I remember somebody mentioned to me that I prayed, and I had called RHR TV a ministry. And it was not being called a ministry like that until at that time. And since then, we have seen so much difference. Upside down, turn around, people gone, people return, new people, and we have a new lineup of hosts.
Yes, and that's what we wanted to see, the productivity of a birth. We're so happy about that. There's no difference, there's no changing of the guards going on where the original hosts are. And we thank you for sticking with RHR TV through its hiccups.
Yes.
And it's the hiccups. Tonight we want to talk about Starz.
Starz.
Yes, the hiccup, the whole idea of what really, and I wanted to go into Hollywood. What is the meaning of Starz from the Hollywood scene? Because that's where everybody's trying to go, to Hollywood. But is Hollywood a star? Let's ask that question. Is Hollywood a star?
I don't think Hollywood is a star. I would not say Hollywood is a star. I would say Hollywood creates or open doors
to stars.
To stars.
Yes.
Or the term we're using star as tonight. And I would dare to say not even every person. But while we're getting there, we're going up to a break.
Yes.
Well, let's come back after this break and then we'll get into the meat of this thing. Don't move that mouse. Okay.
We are Fab Five, and you're tuned to Real Hard Roots TV.
Keep watching.
Roots TV are the boss.
Fab Five says so.
Welcome back to RHR TV. We are here with a combination of Chatting with the Star and Gospel Mix. Two unique programs making one tonight. We are talking tonight with, alongside with me, Ian Kaisley and Jordan Love, host of Chatting with the Stars, and we are speaking about the stars, right?
Yes.
I mean, what's
star power?
What's a star power? And
Yes.
that can become dangerous too.
Very. That's what I'm
It
saying.
can become dangerous.
But we were watching the whole. I watch a number of programs because of what I do.
Yeah.
And I watch Access and Hollywood, ET, and all of that. And the stardom power of Hollywood has gotten to be so derogative in the terms of people who I just want to be seen. And some things are for TV, and some things are not for TV.
That is true.
Some things are private that should be kept in your backyard, unless God tells you to speak about.
But
to do anything to get on TV.
And that is true, and that is the whole idea, and that was the route, that was the vehicle that took some people on camera.
Yes.
And they say if whatever takes you there, you might need to double that to maintain where you are.
Right.
And some people it was not like when we were kids where you could leave your child in front of a television and you could come right back and the child will be all right. No, you can't do that because there is demands and supply.
Right. Yes.
If the world is demanding certain kind of activities, certain kind of picture, there's going to be a supply.
Yes.
It's supply and demand. So it's where the mind is. We're not going away, but we are trying to draw a picture of where the mind is and the desire and the hunger. Whatever there's a desire and hunger, if I feel like I need some bread, I'm not going to have a bun. I need bread. Yes. And I'm going to go where bread is sold. So this is what happened. People are looking for pornography now, right?
Yes.
So Hollywood is coming out with what they're going, what people want.
Yeah, and the topic that everybody's coming out is sexual harassment.
Everything, yeah.
The people who, well-known names are being called. You know, we have Harvey Weinstein, the movie mogul, who, and I'm like, oh, why is it that a catapult, a section of the industry, because journalism is in it as well.
Of course.
Being a star as a journalist. And we're seeing people abuse power based on stardom. That way you have now sexual harassment and the male dominance within this music industry. You know, where women are concerned, they should feel like they have the power and the right to do certain things to a woman, being in the man's place, which now we see that there are more journalists who are females than males. But at the same time, what is going on with this? What is your opinion on this, Ian? Everyone is coming out.
People are coming out. You see,
yeah.
Let me put it this way. Right now, RHR TV is clean.
Yes.
Every product coming from RHR TV is clean. And that is the reason why we know it's clean, because what we do is the management of RHR TV. We screen every product that comes through these cameras, because a child could be left alone with RHR TV and still alive when you come back home. Now, like we were saying earlier, it is supply and demand. If the world is going for certain things, a production that gives less will not make any money. It's all about the money. So what happened now is that when the demands go out, say we need sex. Sex sells everything now. I've seen sex selling juices. Everything sex sells juices.
And I've seen
you have cookies, and on the billboard is a half-naked woman with a cookie. You know, so sex sells everything. So therefore, if it is selling everything, there's a demand for it. We know that there's a demand for it. So therefore, the suppliers has lost their consciences. So now sex is being sold to a child at 3 years old.
Yes.
So and they now say that if a teenager reaches 16 and they're not sexually active, there's something they need to be checked out with mentally. I mean, what's happening? So it all comes on, and everything, all of that is coming through one of our major outlets, our movies and our entertainment.
Yes.
Because
Corrupted.
they sell and they
Yes.
teach. Back from in the islands, there are some entertainers, and they speak profoundly that we have something to teach the world. So what they do, they will go out and they will say what they think they need to say to the world. And the young people on the island, they gravitate to that. And they do what they, in other words, a person could go out on the set and they pick up the microphone and they say, let's go kill them all. And then tomorrow you're going to have a bloodbath because they know that it's a message.
Channel, yeah.
Entertainment and movies are a channel to say what needs to be done.
Yeah, and sell your soul to the devil.
All that is in entertainment. And there's a problem with that.
Is that true, though? Do we have, for channeling the actors and actresses and the people on a whole who are musicians, channel certain energies to our TV station through our cameras? Are we being blind? What I think is happening is a desensitivity to wrong and right.
Look, desensitivity to wrong and right, I don't think it's desensitivity to wrong and right.
To wrong versus right?
Yeah, I don't think it's people, they're sensitive.
People to me are not.
I think it's a lack of what you say. I don't want to go. I'm a Christian. I'm a preacher, and I don't come on set preaching every time.
Yes.
You know, if there's a topic that needs to be dealt with, yes, I'll deal with it. But what I'm saying is, without being super holy, you want to say that if I'm sensitive to something, that does not mean that I need to tell the world about it. That's my opinion.
Yes.
I should be able to keep that to myself and deal with my situation. No, if I have a lust problem, I do not need to take it to the office and sitting beside you, and then you have to be a hypocrite. You have to play the hypocrite to do a show with me, knowing that I'm harassing you
offset and call it stardom.
Some of that kind of thing. And in order to keep your job,
you will play along with
it. But there's a time when it stops. And here how it stops. I would have a woman hit on me for years if I like her. Nobody would know about it because I really like her. But if I really don't like her too much, or I stop liking her, it's all going to go out in the public now. Because, you know, that's my way of getting back. So what am I saying? Crush it at the start, and you won't have to deal with it later.
Yes.
And so whether you like, you see what I'm saying? Like a man would come and say, hey, that this girl is hitting on me, and tell his wife, you know, oh, this girl is hitting on me, or vice versa. A woman would come and tell her husband, this guy always hitting on me. Why? Because she don't like him.
Yeah,
if she had liked him, she would work with it.
Yeah.
She would work with
Yes.
it. And it's the same thing in our society today. And and you ask, how long have you known this? This happened for 30 years.
And you didn't know?
Why is it just coming out?
That's what I'm talking about. It. Desensitized. Well, it's not that bad. You know.
Yeah. Sugar coat.
Yes.
You know, sugar coating. And not all things can be sugar coated. Yes.
That's his personality. Zip it up.
Eventually, that personality is going to come to a crash with somebody else's personality. And that's what happened in our society today. And without taking it all the way, because I told her, talking with you and me on a show, we can get out of control like that. And I love it. But doing this, like we're in stardom, in entertainment, and with even the news, even the weather. Several years ago, we found a prominent weather person. Everybody loved this man. And
yes,
but in the middle of it, we knew that he was messing around with kids.
Yes.
For years.
For years.
You see, and power. This calls for because of some form of power and authority. Somebody, viewers, I want to wrap this with you. And in a minute, if the number is on there, if you could call in and join in with this conversation. Now, if there is something that a person is doing, and whether a person is in the pulpit for that matter, and that we have a lot of problems coming from the pulpit too.
Yes.
You know, and power, strength.
Power and the pulpit. Power and the public is a form of stardom. Where everybody stardom. Yeah, whatever the people are drawn to, whatever avenue that media is dispersed on people, then you're going to find that it attracts. And then you have the eye candy. Because some women come into the pulpit, they're not dressed properly. So you should know that there's a motive there.
That is true.
To take down a man of God, or or a woman of God.
It may not be a direct motive, but as spiritual things that we know, you can be used and not know that you're being used.
Yes.
And your lifestyle has become a weapon for a ministry or for a church, where you might not know, you did not go to pull down or break a church down,
yes.
But because this is her lifestyle.
But it's a star.
It is a star.
So you know what happens. It scatters everybody.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful. To chat with the stars, we have to be careful who we say are stars that we are promoting on this platform. That this is a star. And one of the things that we were looking at in what we wanted to get into is that the character. What makes a star? What is the real definition of a star?
It's let me throw something out.
Yeah.
Whatever shines, whatever is attractive, whatever you have is attractive to me. It attracts me. That star is attractive. That stars is using the word star in this area is something that is bright, something that stands out, a person that stands out because of his or her music or his or her acting.
And we're not coming against. Let's just fix that right now. We're not coming against the person who works and who has been achieving based on hard work. The character is I know it's not going to be flawless because we're dealing with the unsaved. Yeah, we're dealing with a general thing here. But even the saved, now you should set the example as to what a star should be when we're finding people who are not saved holding up the banner to be more of a star than you who are saved. You should know what star is. I can star out.
Yeah. Stars, you're talking about stars that lost its light.
Right, yes.
And eventually, a star that loses its light is somebody who gets embarrassed somewhere along the line. You're flying high for years, and then one bad news comes out. A roach comes out of the bag that was in that bag for years, and embarrassment comes, and then that person disappears. What happened to such a preacher? What happened to such a person? Wow, I remember there was a thing on the TV or the news about this person. That person disappears.
Yes.
So the speed that a person goes up, they can go down much faster. You see a comet.
Yes.
A comet could be up there for thousands of years. A star or that planet could be there for thousands of years. But one piece cuts off and it comes down in seconds. A light. And it's gone. So it's harder to go up. It doesn't take long to come down. So as we go on to another break, we realize that the things that we profess.
Idolize. The ideology of it.
Yeah, and yes. But we also, the truth about a person's personality usually comes out somewhere along the line.
Yes.
And you can't hide the things. And we're talking about stars and the characteristics.
And who we make stars.
Who we make stars. Yes. And that's where we're going to come back to. That's a good idea. Who do we make stars? Because stars does not make themselves.
No.
It is a support of the viewer or the listener that puts them to their position or rise them to the place or the pinnacle that they stand. And they will stay there as long as we want them to stay there. We will be right back. Don't move. We have much more on this topic to deal with.
We are Fab Five, and you're tuned to Real Hard Roots TV.
Keep watching.
Roots TV
jobs
the
when
boss.
Fab Five says so.
Crusade and the rain start fall and you run gone.
We didn't stop the conversation, and I'm glad it's real heated. Look, welcome back to RHR TV, and this is a real interested and real touchy
Subject.
and we don't want to go too close to the edge, because we can, with this topic, we can go to the edge and over. We're not going to go to the edge. Don't get panic. Religious people, if you can, we're not going to go over to the edge. But
No, we don't.
We are protected. We're trying to, I don't know if one man or one view, one network can make a difference. But it can make a difference to the people who views our network.
Yes.
And once we open their eyes, or help to open their eyes to what's really there, from our standpoint, or our researches, we will know. We were speaking earlier before we went to break on who makes stars?
Yes.
Who creates stars? We're not talking about the stars, God's stars. God creates those stars. I have one belief. When I look into things, I believe that God creates all entertainers.
Yes.
However, God creates musicians. God creates singers. They are not taught. They are made. They are created by God, because you can't teach a person how to do something that they already have. You can help them to bring it out.
Yes.
But they did already have that. No, I do believe that for some of the people, I could call many names. We have entertainers, we have singers, we have rappers, we have movie stars. I believe that God created them with that and gave them that gift.
Yes.
However, they run the other direction with the gift.
Yes. And will sell their souls.
They will do everything.
Because in the industry it is told that there is a level of, we know it sells based on getting involved with the Freemasons. There is a hierarchy behind the stardom that asks you to join as a star. Yeah, and normally you wouldn't join, but for the fame, you would play the game of joining certain things, joining certain religions, joining with certain people that you know who live certain way. You know that this is not the way to go.
Yeah, but the power,
money is power, you know.
A desire.
Sex is power.
A desire for more than what you have.
And image is power.
Well, put it this way, Jordan. I work because I need to finance my family. I do need to finance my family, so I work. And if I need more money, I have to find a way to up myself, to produce more, that I could earn more. Or if I can't produce more in that area, I'll have to change lanes in order to gain more. Now, what happened with people now, with entertainers, with some entertainers, I would not say all, because there's a whole lot of ones out there who are settled and satisfied with where they got given gifts. What happens is that because of the desire for more, greed comes in play. And I want more. I just want hoard more money. You know, because you can only spend so much. You can only eat so much per day. You can only wear so much clothes per day. But I want more, and I want all that the other person have, and I want more. So what happened is that greed opens doors.
Yes.
Remember we're saying if you have a buyer, you're going to find a seller. It's just like drugs. No, we open doors, and you put yourself out there, and you say, look, I want more, and I'll do anything to get to that position. And there are ears that are open to hear you say, I will do anything for that.
It means you ever watch your talent shows, and the people who go to qualify, they're the audience. They're telling them on the plane, on the station, that they do anything to get on this show. It means everything. One man sold his truck just to get onto American Idol, just to get onto The Voice, just to get onto X
and those are unsecure. Those are unsure positions. You don't know how far you're going to go
in the competition.
But on the other side of the coin, where entertainers and actors and all of these are concerned, these people are already in the game. These people have already been in the game. And a matter of fact, a person who is not in the game will never get that opportunity.
No.
Because they are not known. They didn't have anything to put on the table. So these groups will not see them. And for matter of fact, not only these spiritual groups, you're talking about even money people, sharks. We could call them sharks. You know, you want to invest. Okay, you want some money to start your show. You want some money to get into your entertainment business or a regular business. Okay, what you got? Show me what you got. I got a business here. And that person sees something now that they can invest in. So, okay, I'm going to lend you a couple of $1 million. And I need you to give me back $3 million within certain times. And greed does not tell you that's not practical. How am I going to get that money within a certain time? All I want is sees that money in front of me right now, and I go in, and I'm locked into that deal, and I'm going to have to deal with that. Later on, I can't keep up with the promise, and I'm in trouble. It's the same thing with some of these people who goes into a spiritual deal and sold their soul. They didn't go in with the intention to sell their souls. I don't think they do. Because I think that the salespeople will not tell you that you're going to sell your soul.
No. They're going to let you buy into it.
They're going to tell you it's entertainment. It's entertainment. Everybody's into it. And look what we can do for you. We do this for you. You this for. And then you find yourself, you're into situations and you can't find your way out. And we find people who probably will kill themselves because they find they can't find their way out.
But we've had that in Hollywood.
We have that all over the place. We have that down the street.
People
you know,
killing
where
themselves.
people kill themselves because of stuff that they got into and don't know how to get out of it. And so with who creates stars, that's who creates stars. You and I who have a special entertainer, a special singer that we like.
But the Golden Cross manager, the Golden Cross owner, he killed himself.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. We probably don't want to go too deep on those neither because, you know,
yes.
Because we are you know, but this is something that we have
But why I brought it up is that he's a star.
He is a star.
So when a star, he's known.
You know.
So what do we say when we see people who are getting into the industry with stars, and they're like, we want this so bad that I'm going to sell my soul. I'm going to be anything that I can be just to be on TV. You know, you have children. You have the parents who do it with their kids. They want them to be a star.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting your child to
achieve and excel.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But when the price that you pay can be too much.
Yes.
It can be too much. I mean, I'd sell my car and my house to take care of my family, to keep them safe.
What would you sell it to?
But no, there's certain things that I'm not going to go into, you know, because there's a place where you have to say, okay, God, I can go this far, and then I'm going to trust you to take me. That's the next step. So it's greed. It comes down to how much. There was an old story back when I was in child in school. How much land does a man want? You know, where the man, he would run. The person would say, you will run and end as far as you can run, that land would be yours. And you is yours. And the story ends that man was running, and he fell down and died. What do you think happened to all that land?
He couldn't take it with him. I'm sure let's pack up the land and take it with him to bury our
Because greed.
Greed.
Because of greed, he spent his entire life running, taking, accumulating land, and never get anything out of it. All that money that we can have, it only piles up to our own destruction. We make stars. I wouldn't leave that. We make the stars.
We make the stars because
and it's who we gravitate after. How we go after them? Because listen, we've had some people who sing some songs and did some acts that is, you won't put that on your front porch and throw it out. But there's a group, there's a crowd that goes after it. I like certain country music. I like a little bit of reggae beat. I like a little bit of soca beat. I'm a musician, so I like a variety of music.
Right.
I like certain kind of movies. I do not like certain kind of movies. I have my choices. So I may not go out and go after the things that I don't like, but I will spend my money to go see a movie or go to a concert that I do like. And it's not just me. We have thousands of people who would go watch an entertainer.
Yes.
And that group is who pushed that person out. because they keep coming back, they keep coming back, they keep coming back. They spend their money to buy their products, and they keep going to their concerts. And so the further they go is the higher up they go, and then they forget that you are the ones who put them there.
Yes.
You can't say hello to them in the store anymore.
Oh, no. I'm
point.
above that. Yeah, I'm starred out, you know. That's star power.
And if you check his pocket, he have your $20 in there that you use it to buy his ticket. The person who you might see on stage is not the person you're going to meet in the mall.
No.
Stuck up.
Yeah.
In the mall, he's a stuck up person, but on stage, he's the friendly person who you think you could take home. That is why it is important to go check out a person. They say, in Jamaica, there's an old term that says, find out where Tom Grave is before you invite his son to your house. In other words, know where the person is coming from yes. before you start running and pushing him up in the air, because the person who you push up in the air might stand on your shoulder to stick you down and to stuff you down in the floor.
Yes. And that we see on Chatting with the Stars, we come across a variety of people who would love to be on the set, but we have to research and make sure that we're not promoting people who are not star power.
That is why we are where we are now.
We are where we're at now, yes.
We are where we are now. And that does not say we are not going to speak to people who are secular. We will not be locking secular out, otherwise we would not be doing our duty as Christians. We would not be, because if people who are saved does not need to be saved anymore. You don't need to offer himself the gospel anymore. We need to be speaking to those that are not saved.
Yes.
And I have a whole bunch of friends who are not saved. And I call them friends.
So do I, and they're friends.
You know, I call them friends. But as per promoting a product with the stamp of RHR TV or Chatting with the Star on it, we need to be careful.
Careful, yes.
We need to be careful, because their portfolio is going to come right back.
That we put them out there.
Yes. One person opened their portfolio. I had an interview on RHR TV with Chatting with the Stars, and this is who started me out. And I don't wear clothes anymore. I sleep with everybody, anybody I want to sleep to. And thank you, RHR TV.
Yeah.
Yes, you see? So, you see, I'm where I'm at because of you. You know, and you say, oh, you're talking about me, shush. You know, you want to hide, but it's too late.
Too late.
Right, but, you know, and at the same time, with that, you can't know where a person is going, because a person could come and start somewhere, and then you know, like, half the oldest singers that we know started in the church, and then they go secular, and their clothes start drop off of them at that point. So, you know, this is what we're at right now, you know, and we have to know who we are and know who we are entertaining and who we want to promote.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that we're cutting people off, but there's a whole lot of avenues out there for promotion for that product. We just prefer to promote what is going to glorify the kingdom.
Yes, and don't call it boring.
It's definitely not boring here at RHR TV.
It's very exciting. We have a live show, and we have just joy, just the joy of being a Christian and sitting in a chair. It's a joy. And you see, what we promote is a person who, that's what we want to talk about. We know we're going to a break, but we want to talk about the promotion of a person who deserves it and what we're looking for on RHR TV. And this, we're at a break. We'll be right back.
Something happened to me. I want to tell it straight to you. I was walking along the railroad track, and when I hear a voice cried out, "Come unto me, my son, and I will give you rest." So I listened to the voice of God. This is what he says: son, don't you be afraid. Satan is on your track, but I am there with you. So don't you be afraid. There was earthquake, lightning, and thunder, people singing and shouting.
back from the break. I'm telling you, I'm Jordan Love, if you're just joining us. Ian Casely, who Gospel Mix, two programs that we at RHR TV host. And we're just happy to be here on set. And we're hoping that you will be happy listening to us and gaining knowledge, as well as you can submit knowledge as well to us. You can call our phone lines, the number is out there. Just to say what you have to say that's on your mind in regards to, we're talking about stars. What makes a star? Are you a star? And the success level that these people reach, how did they get there? Their journey, let's highlight their journey into how did I become a star? And what were the sacrifices I had to make, the choices that I made, some of them good, some of them bad, that make me a star today. And that's why I'm sitting comfortably as a star. And Ian, we were talking about the whole meat of the matter in we glorify what we don't want to come off it. What makes you a star? And one of the things to talk about is loyalty. Someone who is loyal, to what they're called to do. That means, if you notice, the Bible says 77 times forgive a person. Now, we talk about a person who offends, but can you imagine the person who allows you to, who is bearing the offense all the time?
Yeah.
And being loyal to you might see the person you like, be loyal to.
That question comes up a lot in church.
Yeah.
In Christendom, and where people, and it usually comes up to the offended person or the offender. The offender usually try to bring that scripture out and say, well, the Bible says you should offend 7 times, 70 times 7. And so you need to forgive me, you have to forgive me. Yeah, I have to, because I need to forgive you. I don't have to, but I need to forgive, because, I need forgiveness. And I know the standard of forgiveness is that I forgive because I need forgiveness. And forgiveness means that I have to love you even after that. But the standard of a star, when a star puts themselves out there and being able to be used by whatever entity they put themselves into, the fact that we or the viewer is the person who makes the star. The viewer is the one who makes the star. The star, no star makes themselves. No star makes themselves. It's the viewers that makes the star. Now, when a person becomes an entertainer or a musician or a star in that area, and they have been built on a certain foundation, that foundation is going to speak over their entire job or whatever they aspire to. For example, we spoke earlier about certain spiritual entities that some entertainers might enter into.
Yes.
Right? That's the foundation that they had built on, and it stays there with them. They can't go anywhere with that. And God help them. See, that is one of the reasons some of them try to come back off of it, and they can't. Yes. They have to keep going. And I remember not long ago, a young man say to me that he is about to sell his soul, and he put it out on social media that his soul is for sale because he need money. And I spoke to him. I said, why would you want to do that? What do you do? He said he raps. And I had to caution him and say, look, these people don't want anything to do with you because nobody knows you except the people around you. They want somebody who's already there, who already have their gifts and talents, and then they could pirate off their gift and talent. They don't give you any gift or talents.
No, they don't.
You comes in on the table. You comes to the table with your gift and talent to these people. What these people do is to manipulate the crowd around you and bring their crowd in to see what you have, which if you stay there long enough, you would have done it. For example, look at, what's his name, Bob Marley. Bob Marley, as a Jamaican reggae artist, he ran with his own stuff. I like him for a few things. One of the things that I like him as a person, I really couldn't say that I like everything. But being as we're talking about stars, or even secular stars, right? In his time, there was not so much that exposure of these entities. They were not so exposed as they are now. Right now, they're not hiding anywhere. They're not hiding. They're out there right now. They're having commercials out right now that you could come to them and they will do what. And he did his thing on the merits of a message.
Yes.
combining people.
He was more philosophical.
Yeah, pulling races and cultures together.
Yeah.
And that alone built his platform. Because there were black people who wanted to reach across the aisle to the white people, and the white people who wanted to reach across to the white. And he stood in the middle
and brought them together.
and did a whole lot of, but here what happened? His work exploded because of that. He did not need any external spiritual entity.
No.
Like
And
these
the thing
people
about it-
who helped to help him.
Yeah, the thing about it with Bob is that there's a level of humility.
Mm-hmm.
He was really all about the message. He wasn't about the star. And they asked him in an interview, how do he now relate to his fans being a star? I'm like, is that a star? That's not a star. A star
No,
is somebody, and he defined it.
Yes, actually, he did enjoy the status of a star because it came to him. The returns comes to him. So he had to do it. He did enjoy it. But what I was really saying about him being that kind of star is the way he got there and how he maintained his stardom. And we knew that a lot of people did not like him, including some high people who did not like him because of his influence, his international influence. So it comes back to him on a negative. But I believe that he would have gone to his bed and sleep well because he didn't have to make any promise to any entities or groups to do what they want him to do. He ran with the message that he thought he wanted to run with. We are going back to a break right now. And they're coming here so fast. Don't move that mouse. We'll be right back.
That's right.
We are Fab Five, and you're tuned to Real Hard Roots TV.
Keep watching.
Roots TV are the boss.
Fab 5 says so.
We are Fab Five, and you're tuned to Real Hard Roots TV.
Keep watching.
Welcome back to RHR TV. Again, I'm Ian Kaisley from Gospel Mix, and we're chatting with the star Jordan Love, and we have, as we knew, two shows combining together for this show, and it's a good thing. We are speaking about stardom. The rising of stars, the fall of stars, the influence of stars, and everything that we could actually put. We have less than 20, 15, less than 12 minutes left in this show, and it's not enough.
No, it's not.
Because this subject, this topic could last into seasons.
Yes.
You know, but this fact that there are people who goes in or went into entertainment and did not need help, except for what they have. It's like a preacher. A preacher, he preached, and he did not. A real preacher does not need an amen corner.
No.
I hope I don't get stoned. You know, a real person with a message does not need an amen corner. You don't have to walk around and sweating and ask for amens because you have a message, and you may not get agreements. You may not have majority of the people agreeing with you, but because you have a message from the higher being, the highest person who can ever send a message. So you run with your message. You go back to the person who sent the message. Who is greater, the person who sends the message or the person with the message? So you have a greater person to lead you. So you don't have to have a congregation coming after you and giving you claps. You get your message out there. You know, my pastor told me some time ago, I was going after Jamaica. I had something to do. And I think I was going to do a funeral. And I was concerned because these were family members who watched me grow up. My community, the people who I grew up with, they saw me in my growing up. They saw me in getting fights. They saw me getting the whooping from my parents. These are the people who I grew up with. And then these are family members. And I was going to do a funeral. The first time after I left, I was going to do a funeral in that community. I was preaching in that community for the first time for years. And I was concerned. And so I went to my pastor and I said, look, I'm kind of nervous about this, you know. And you know what he said? He said, you have a message, get it on the road, go straight to the point, and don't look at nobody. Just do what you got to do and get out of there. And you know what? It works.
Yes.
And it's the same way in entertainment. If you knew that you have a message, if you knew that you have something is to offer,
yes,
just go with it.
Yes.
Those who are going to be attached to it, they will attach. You're not going to have everybody attached to you.
No.
But those who will attach to you will be attached. The message is not going to be sent for everybody.
Yes. Another way of a star is integrity. And that is a big character topic now. The character, the man behind the pulpit.
This one may have to take it to the end of the show because we don't have a lot of time for that one.
In this one.
Yeah.
But the integrity of a person. When this person sits on stage or in the set, we know that this person is real. And there's truth behind everything that he says and what he is supplying by mouth feeding. Because whatever you feed the people is what they will become. So if you have no integrity, you have no balls, you have no God, there's nothing there to stop you. And we find it in the music industry that there are people who would just do anything that is impulsive, that's raw, that's negative, that sends a negative vibe to just get a clap. The crowd, and we see them take it over now to Christianity, where they expect the same thing. When I perform, I must get a clap. I rather you come with a message than looking at the amount of people. A man come and he saw that there were like 5 people. You give them the best just the same.
That's why you preach to 2 people as if we're going to preach to 2,000. And it's a true message entertainer or an actor, movie person, and a star. Every star know their own worth.
Yes.
Before the crowd does not have to give you your worth. So before you go to the stage, you must know your worth. A preacher, everybody knows what they have, should know what they have before they go there. Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed when everybody's not in agreement with you. So that's where we are. And I'm so sorry that this show can only last for 1 hour. You know, but we have to come back and do something like this again. You know, but when it comes to stars, and my great concern is that it teaches our children. It teaches our children, and this system is teaching our children to go to the left at all costs. Pornography is being sold to our children from the day where they were born. And so what you have to do now with your 6-year-old child, your 5-year-old child, you have to introduce sex to them early. You have to be ahead of the system.
Yes.
You have to be when you want their little minds to stay as pure as you want them to, as long as you want them to, you know, you want, my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old daughter, we have to be completing a way now to teach them and tell them about sex. Already, we wanted to keep them as far as... You can't do it no more.
No,
you have to be ahead.
Not only that, you have molesters out there.
Because the stars are putting it out there.
Yes.
The stars are putting it out there by their way of putting it there.
Do you know even criminals want to star out by becoming famous to be on TV?
People are getting famous in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see. So that is the things that we are faced with today. So we have a responsibility. As anybody who stands in front of a camera, we have a responsibility to put products out there or promote products out there. We may not be able to change the entire world with RHR TV.
But we can take
change some. We can influence some.
As far as it will allow us to go.
You know, even if we influence one family,
yes,
we have done something right. We have done something right. And the people who we invite on stage with us, you know, that is why I like pre-interview people, because I want to know. If I don't really know a person enough, I want to know something about the person before we sit on here.
Yes.
You know, otherwise the camera is going to go to sudden commercial.
Yes.
You know? We're going to go to an unannounced break. Yes. You know, and the set is going to be changed right after. You know, I might stand alone, I might sit alone, I might not have too many friends after. But that's what I commit to. You know, but this is what happened. We, as anybody who has an influence, who is being seen on the other side of a camera, it's a God-given opportunity to influence, because you are a star. Yes. In one way or the other. You're shining in some capacity.
Yes.
If you're standing behind a pulpit, if you sing, if you are an actor, if you do a TV show, you have a responsibility to train somebody's mind, a God-given responsibility to influence somebody's mind. And if you have a responsibility to influence somebody's mind, make it good. Make it something that will give something, and they could turn it over and give to somebody else. Don't make it a waste or something that they would regret, or you turn around and regret that you had taught that or said that or mentioned that on TV.
Yes.
You know?
And it looks bad on the station. Remember, when people go down, you don't just take, that's another thing, the responsibility of the power that you're given. That is what I want to end this show, Chatting with the Stars and Gospel Mix Night. The responsibility to know that when I go down, I take everybody with me.
That is true.
You know,
because the association.
Yes. So I'm not just responsible to be a star to myself and have integrity just towards it, but to the people who are carrying me on this ship in my journey. I need to know that these people are invested in me and have invested in me time, quality of a product that you are selling, that if you should be stopped tomorrow, we would all feel it.
Yes.
When somebody goes, I love Ian Boyne, and you know, I love him. There's just no words. He will be missed. He will be missed. And that's what I'm trying to say. When you get to the point of running the race, as Paul said, I know that I've run the race. I've completed my journey. And Paul took everything with him to the cell, to the pulpit. The Apostle Paul did. And he could do so much with what he was given. Paul could just be very selfish and think about me, Paul, Paul, Paul. And the same thing is that John didn't talk to Yeshua, because Yeshua never visited him in prison. He didn't want to talk to Jesus. All of a sudden, who he was professing, he now was not talking about him because he didn't see him. And it's who God chooses. He chose not to go to the prison. There must be a reason. He chooses a person to do this, then it's a choice. Let us not be envious. You have other people who sit and envy that this person is being given an opportunity as what we give at RHR TV. We really go all the way. We support you. We show up at your shows. We sit with you. We normally have a relationship with an artist that comes and sits on stage, either the Gospel Mix or Chatting with the Stars. And we are invested in your success. Because that's the same. If you are successful and you take RHR with you, then RHR is also successful. So we appreciate that. And we want to tell you thank you for coming on the set of Chatting with the Stars. This is how we want to say that we welcome, you know, remember, we're not singling out anybody, we're not being biased, but it's who we choose to be on this set that we will be promoting and pushing.
And we have just a few seconds left to go. And it's been a wonderful show. I hope we can do this again.
Yes.
But as for RHR TV and the Gospel Mix, and also I'll speak, I'm sure I can speak for Chatting with the Stars, that we would not take less of an opportunity to leave this set without telling you that Jesus loves you.
Yes.
And there's still a chance. If you are hearing and you're seeing this right now, you'll have a chance because you're still alive. Jesus, the doors are still wide open. The blood has been shed. It was already paid for. The check has been drawn. Go ahead and cash the check. Ask Jesus to come into your life, and he will make him your Lord and Savior. That's it tonight for RHR TV, and we have to do this again.
Yes,
we have to do this again. And we will be doing it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see to it that we do it again.
Yes. Yes.
We have a good set coming up for RHR in RHR TV. We have one of the splashing set that is coming up is Demon Busting. Oh, you need to see Demon Busting. Oh yes, done by Bishop Walker. And we have other shows coming in, other entertainers, other people who will introduce to you. But as for us for tonight, that is it.
And we will be coming on next week with Now the Star.
Chatting with the Stars
resumes next week Thursday with a star.
So that's it for RHR TV for tonight. So God bless you. We will see you next week.
Next week.
Right here. God bless you.
God bless you.